In the brutal, tooth-and-claw world of the jungle, survival usually belongs to the camouflaged, the silent, and the armored. But there is one creature that defies every rule of evolution. It carries a heavy, 5-foot train of shimmering jewels that makes running nearly impossible. It glows with iridescent colors that scream for the attention of every predator. To Charles Darwin, the father of evolution, this bird was a nightmare. He once famously said, "The sight of a feather in a peacock's tail, whenever I gaze at it, makes me sick." Why? Because according to the laws of nature, this bird shouldn't exist. It is a walking target, a flamboyant defiance of death. Yet, it has not only survived but thrived for millions of years. This is not just a bird. It is a biological mystery that forces us to rewrite everything we knew about the survival of the fittest. Beneath those glowing feathers lies a sophisticated survivor, a tactical genius, and a sentinel of the forest that even the king of the jungle respects. To understand the peacock, we have to go back to a time when the world was a canvas of giants. The peacock belongs to the order Galliformes, sharing its lineage with the humble chicken and the wild turkey. But somewhere along the line, their paths diverged into a radical experiment of nature. While others chose speed or camouflage, the peacock chose sexual selection, a high-stakes game where beauty is the only currency. But don't let the beauty fool you. Underneath that iridescent display is the heart of a jungle warrior. Their legs are equipped with sharp, bone-like metatarsal spurs, lethal daggers used to fight off intruders and even kill venomous snakes. They are the primary alarm system of the Indian subcontinent. When a leopard or a tiger moves through the shadows, the peacock is the first to know. Its piercing mayoral call is a signal that shuts down the entire forest. Every deer, monkey, and wild boar owes its life to this bird's vigilance. But the most shocking secret of the peacock isn't its bravery. It's a lie. The blue and green colors you see aren't actually there. If you were to grind a peacock feather into a powder, it wouldn't be green or blue. It would be a dull, muddy brown. This is a magic of structural color. The feathers are covered in microscopic, lattice-like structures that act like tiny prisms. They don't have pigment. They manipulate light itself. They are one of the most advanced optical engineering feats in the natural world. By reflecting specific wavelengths, the peacock creates a shimmer that changes as you move. It is a biological hologram designed to mesmerize, confuse, and dominate. But as the sun begins to set and the forest grows quiet, the peacock prepares for a ritual that has remained unchanged for eons, a ritual that carries a hidden, low-frequency power that humans can't even perceive. As the light fades, the true purpose of the eyes of Argus begins to emerge, revealing a secret language written in vibrations that shake the very air around them. When a peacock unfurls its train, it isn't just performing a dance. It is activating the most sophisticated wireless communication system in the natural world. Our human eyes are easily distracted by the explosion of emerald and sapphire, but behind this visual spectacle lies a masterpiece of hidden physics. As the peacock shivers its feathers, a behavior scientist called train rattling, it produces a powerful, low-frequency sound known as infrasound. These waves are so deep that they fall far below the threshold of human hearing. To us, the forest remains silent. But to the inhabitants of the wild, the ground itself begins to hum with a secret message. This is the peacock's private radio station. By vibrating its feathers at a precise frequency, it sends a subsonic shout that can travel for miles, cutting through dense foliage and heavy brush where sight is impossible. But how does another peacock receive this invisible signal? The answer lies in the small, fan-like crest atop their heads. These aren't just decorative crowns. They are biological antennas. Research has shown that these crests are tuned to the exact same frequency as the tail's vibrations. When one peacock shouts through the air, the other's crest begins to resonate. It is a silent, invisible conversation that has echoed through the jungle for millions of years, a high-tech survival tool disguised as a piece of art. But why endure such an exhausting display? Maintaining this 5-foot-long fan for nearly an hour is a massive drain on the bird's energy reserves. The answer lies in the ultimate evolutionary judge, the peahen. In the world of birds, the female is the ultimate critic of symmetry and physics. She isn't just looking for beauty. She is looking for genetic integrity. She counts her eyes, ocelli, on the train. She measures the angle of the shimmer. If even one feather is out of place, or if the infrasonic vibration lacks the necessary power, she simply walks away. For the peacock, this is a do-or-die moment. He must orient his body like a parabolic satellite dish, catching the sunlight at the perfect angle to hypnotize his audience. It is a biological gamble where the stakes are nothing less than the future of his entire bloodline. However, the spectacular beauty comes with a terrifying price tag. The very feathers that make him a king also make him prisoner. A peacock's train is a massive aerodynamic handicap. Imagine trying to sprint through a dense, thorny jungle while dragging a heavy silk carpet behind you. This is a handicap principle of evolution. By surviving despite this massive burden, the peacock is sending a signal to both rivals and predators. I'm so strong, so fast, and so healthy that I can outrun a tiger even with this heavy cape. It is the ultimate evolutionary flex. It is a daily contract with death, where the bird bets his life on his own superior strength. In the dappled light of the jungle canopy, this structural color also serves a darker purpose. When the angle of light shifts, the bright neon colors can vanish instantly, turning the bird into a dark, confusing shadow. This optical illusion, this cloaking device, is often the only thing standing between the peacock and the jaws of predator. As the sun begins to set and the bird retreats to the highest branches of a tree for safety, a new mystery unfolds, one that isn't written in the air or the light, but in the very DNA of their most mysterious variant, the white ghost. But what happens when nature decides to strip away the color entirely? As we go deeper into the heart of the forest, we encounter a creature that shouldn't exist, the ethereal white peacock, and uncover the ancient, violent blood feud that turns this beautiful bird into the most feared serpent-slayer of the underworld. But the white peacock isn't just a ghost. It is a signal. In the deep undergrowth, where color is stripped away, nature reveals its most violent rivalry. This is the ancient blood feud that turns this symbol of beauty into the jungle's most feared assassin. While we see a bird of grace, the cobra sees a nightmare. The peacock is one of the few creatures on Earth that doesn't just survive snakes, it hunts them. With its massive wings acting as a confusing shield and its bone-hard metatarsal spurs ready to strike, the serpent-slayer begins its dance of death. In the world of human art, the peacock is a symbol of peace and vanity, but in the brutal reality of the wild, it is a cold-blooded assassin. There is a reason why ancient cultures across Asia revered this bird as a protector. While its feathers suggest royalty, its feet tell a story of war. The peacock is one of the few birds that will actively seek out and engage in a life-or-death struggle with venomous snakes. When a cobra enters a peacock's territory, the bird doesn't fly away in fear. Instead, it enters a state of calculated aggression. Using its massive wings to create a confusing shield of feathers, the peacock performs a dance of death. It uses its wings to distract the snake's strike, making the cobra bite into harmless feathers instead of flesh. And while the snake is confused, the peacock strikes with lightning speed using its metatarsal spurs, the bone-hard daggers on the back of its legs. It targets the snake's head with surgical precision. This isn't just a fight for food, it's a territorial purge. This fierce bravery is what makes a peacock the ultimate guardian of the forest floor, a beautiful warrior that keeps the most lethal predators at bay. But as we peel back the layers of the peacock's history, we encounter a glitch in the masterpiece. A phantom that haunts the deep woods, the white peacock. Often mistaken for an albino, this creature is actually a result of a rare genetic mutation known as leucism. Unlike albinos, who have red eyes and a total lack of pigment, the leucistic peacocks retain their dark, piercing eyes. They are born pure white, like a cloud that has fallen to the earth. In the wild, a white peacock is a walking miracle because, according to the laws of natural selection, it shouldn't survive for a single day. Without the emerald and sapphire camouflage, it glows like a beacon for every tiger and leopard in the vicinity. It is a ghost in the green. Yet, these white variants continue to appear, standing as a testament to the unpredictable nature of DNA. To see a white peacock unfurl its feathers is like watching a lace cathedral being built in seconds. It is a visual anomaly that defies the very logic of survival of the fittest. Why does nature allow such a vulnerable masterpiece to exist? Is it a mistake? Or is it a hidden backup plan for a changing world? This lack of color reveals something the colorful peacocks hide, the intricate, skeletal beauty of the feathers themselves. Without the distraction of iridescence, you can see the millions of tiny barbs that make up the eye of the feather. It is a reminder that even without the paint, the canvas is a work of genius. But whether white or green, every peacock shares a dark secret that only comes out when the sky turns gray. There is a strange, almost supernatural connection between this bird and the coming of the storm, a connection that has baffled observers for centuries. As the first scent of rain hits the parched earth, the peacock begins a transformation that borders on the occult. It is said they dance for the rain, but the truth is far more scientific and far more chilling than any legend could imagine. In the folklore of the East, it is said that the peacock dances to summon the rain. But science reveals a reality far more incredible than any myth. The peacock is, in fact, a living, breathing barometer. Long before the first drop of water hits the parched earth, the peacock's body is already reacting to the shift in the atmosphere. Their feathers are equipped with specialized sensory receptors that detect minute changes in barometric pressure and rising humidity levels. When the sky turns a bruised purple and the air grows heavy, the peacock doesn't just see the storm, it feels it. This is a storm dance. As lightning flickers in the distance, the peacock's infrasonic calls deepen, resonating in sync with the low-frequency rumble of the thunder. It is a biological dialogue between the earth and the sky. They aren't just dancing for the rain. They are becoming part of the storm's energy, using the high-moisture air to carry their subsonic messages further than ever before. But the true genius lies in the train rattling. When the peacock shakes its massive fan, it isn't just making a sound, it is creating an acoustic pressure wave. This is advanced mechanical engineering at a cellular level. These vibrations are specifically tuned to a frequency that human ears cannot perceive, but the peahen, the female, feels them through her entire skeleton. This is the world's oldest haptic feedback system. The female has specialized feathers on her head, her crest, which act as high-precision antennas. When the male shivers his feathers, these antennas vibrate in resonance. He isn't just showing her his beauty. He is physically touching her from a distance through the air. He is biohacking her nervous system, sending a pulse of energy that triggers a primal response in her brain. It is a sensory overload designed to bypass logic and trigger pure, evolutionary instinct. Contrast is the peacock's greatest weapon, but also its greatest tragedy. If you listen to its call, it isn't the song of a beautiful bird. It is a haunting, piercing scream. There is an ancient legend that says a peacock was once the most perfect creature ever made, but when he looked down at his ugly, scaled feet, he began to weep, and that cry became his voice forever. In the language of biology, this is a sonic bullet. A beautiful song would get lost in the thick, humid air of the jungle, but a sharp, high-decibel scream slices through the canopy like a knife. It is an alarm that warned the entire forest of a predator's presence, earning the peacock the title of the sentinel of the woods. Even the tiger respects this scream, for it signals that the element of surprise is gone. The peacock is a dual entity, godlike beauty paired with a demonic sound. A masterpiece of contradictions. Finally, we must look into the eye of Argus. Each of the 150 feathers in a peacock's train features a perfect, shimmering ocellus, an eye. These are not just spots, they are optical traps. When a female gazes into these eyes, her pupils dilate. The peacock has evolved to create a hypnotic loop. By shimmering his feathers, he creates a moving target that the female's brain is hardwired to follow. He is effectively hijacking her visual cortex. But as the sun sets and the jungle turns into a wall of black, these optical weapons become useless. At night, the peacock's greatest asset becomes his greatest liability. His 5-foot tail is a heavy anchor, and every rustle of his feathers is a dinner bell for nocturnal hunters. In the darkness, the king must hide, for his crown is too heavy to carry in the shadows. The peacock is more than a bird. It is a high-tech sensory machine that has influenced human history for millennia. But what is the final secret hidden in its legacy? In our final chapter, we will uncover how this bird became the symbol of empires, the guardian of the afterlife, and why its eyes are still watching us today. We have traveled through the physics of its feathers, the subsonic echoes of its voice, and its violent battles with the serpents of the underworld. But the final chapter of the peacock's story doesn't take place in the jungle. It takes place in the halls of power. For thousands of years, the peacock has been the ultimate symbol of sovereignty. From the peacock throne of the Mughal Empire, once the most expensive piece of furniture in human history, to the crowns of ancient kings, this bird has represented the divine right to rule. But why this bird? Why did the world's most powerful emperors choose a creature of hair and light to represent their absolute power? The answer lies in the peacock's perceived immortality. Ancient Greeks believed that the flesh of a peacock did not decay after death. This biological myth turned the bird into a symbol of the eternal soul. To sit upon a peacock throne was to tell the world that your empire was as indestructible as a bird itself. It was the ultimate propaganda tool, a living, breathing manifestation of wealth and cosmic order. Beyond the material wealth of kings, the peacock entered the realm of the spirit. In early Christian iconography, the 1,000 eyes on the peacock's tail were seen as the all-seeing eyes of the church or the divine. In Sufi mysticism, the peacock represents the primordial light, a creature that drank from the water of life and gained the brilliance of the stars. In these traditions, the peacock is a gatekeeper. It is a bridge between the physical world we touch and the spiritual world we imagine. Its seasonal cycle of losing its feathers and regrowing them every spring became the perfect metaphor for resurrection. Just as a bird sheds its heavy, damaged train to grow a more brilliant one, the human soul was believed to shed its earthly body to reach a higher state of being. The peacock wasn't just a bird. It was a promise that life continues even after the winter death. But where there is great light, there must be a shadow. In many Western cultures, the peacock feather is paradoxically viewed as a symbol of bad luck. This stems from the evil eye superstition. The very ocelli that hypnotized the peahen were feared by humans as watchful, demonic eyes that could bring misfortune into a home. This is the ultimate irony of the peacock's legacy. The same bird that represented the divine in the East became a symbol of vanity and the devil's gaze in the West. This duality reflects our own human nature. We are drawn to the peacock's beauty, yet we are intimidated by its complexity. We want to own it, to pluck its feathers and wear them as trophies, yet we fear the eyes that seem to judge us from the mantelpiece. The peacock is a mirror. When we look at it, we don't just see a bird. We see our own obsession with status, our fear of the unknown, and our desperate desire to be remembered. As we move into the 21st century, the peacock is no longer just a symbol for kings or mystics. It has become a blueprint for the future of human technology. Scientists are now looking at the peacock's structural color to revolutionize the way we create digital screens and camouflage. Imagine a world where your phone screen doesn't use energy-hungry LEDs, but instead uses the same light-bending structures found in the peacock's feather. This is biomimicry. The bird that Darwin once feared is now the teacher of our greatest engineers. Its DNA is a biological archive of resilience. Despite the heavy burden of its tail and the constant threat of extinction in a shrinking world, the peacock's genetic code remains robust. It is a reminder that beauty is not a weakness. It is a specialized form of strength. The peacock didn't survive by blending in. It survived by standing out so brilliantly that the world had no choice but to let it live. It is the ultimate victory of aesthetics over logic. In the end, what is a peacock? Is it just a bird with a heavy tail? Or is it a message from the universe? We have seen it as a warrior slaying serpents, a radio station broadcasting through the earth, and a ghost haunting the green depths of the jungle. It is a creature that lives on the edge of the impossible. It challenges our understanding of biology and forces us to admit that nature has a sense of drama. When a peacock opens its train, it isn't just looking for a mate. It is showing us that even in a world of predators and shadows, there is a place for pure, unadulterated magnificence. It reminds us that to be truly alive is to be seen, to display our colors even when they make us vulnerable, and to dance even when the storm is at its peak. The peacock is nature's way of saying that the world is not just a place of survival. It is a gallery of wonders, and as long as the eyes of the peacock continue to watch from the shadows of the forest, the mystery of the wild remains alive. The journey through the eyes of the Titan ends here, but the story of the wild is eternal. You have witnessed the secrets of the living masterpiece. If this journey has changed the way you see the world, then our mission is complete. Subscribe to Wild Legacy to become a guardian of these stories. Comment Legacy below to honor the survivors of the jungle. Thank you for watching. And remember, in the wild, every shadow has a story, and every eye is watching. Until next time.